everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is about embracing your inner baddie for 2025, and I am excited to bring you three different piles. We have pile number 1, which is, it says Scorpio on it, and go ahead and look at the image as well. See if it resonates with you. It says mysterious, fierce, and intimidating. Okay. For pile number 2, we have the Sphinx and the words cunning, clever, and manipulation. So if you're into that, you will choose pile number 2, or if you really like the Sphinx. And for pile number 3, we have the Warrior. And it says, keep fighting. You are stronger than you think. Okay. So this is what we are looking at today. You can go directly to the description box below to find your pile, and feel free to watch more than one pile too if you're in the mood. And this energy is looking at how to embrace your inner baddie in 2025 and not take any crap from anyone. Okay. And for those of you that are wanting to book personal readings with me, details for how to do so are in the description box below. If you'd like to book a natal chart reading with me, details are in the description box below. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find me at Natalie H Blue Sky, Natalie H Astrology. Okay, Natalie H Astrology at Blue Sky. So with that, let's go ahead and get into the reading. Go ahead and do it. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the Scorpio card for mysterious, fierce, and intimidating. And we are going to talk about embracing your inner baddie in 2025. Okay, and I called this reading the I'm not putting up with shit reading. Okay, so that is where we are at for 2025. We're talking about how you can embrace that inner baddie. Let's go ahead and look at it for pile number 1, please. For pile number 1, Page of Swords, quick with the comebacks, pile number 1. And on top of your game. Let's go ahead and see. We've got Charon, the ferryman. Okay. Focus and transition. Okay. We've got Libra energy showing up here. Harmonious, cooperative, balanced, socially aware, artistic. Okay, it also says people pleasing on here, and I feel like you guys are like, no, we are not doing that. Okay, we are not people pleasing in 2025, all right? And you are very choosy in 2025, and you don't have a problem saying certain things or judging certain things, okay? And that is good. You are very socially aware of what's happening around you, but you're not going to be people pleasing or, basically sacrificing your individuality or integrity in order just to agree with something you don't agree with, is what I feel. Okay. And you are very socially clever in 2025. You know the right people to get close to and the right people to stay away from. We have Aries and the Radical. So these two signs are opposite, Aries and Libra. And, there's definitely with Aries energy, I feel like for those of you that have a lot of Libra in your chart and you're like, I'm always wanting to be harmonious and cooperative and not be seen as intimidating or not be seen as challenging, right? And I feel like in 2025, you guys are like, fuck that. I don't care. It's like you woke up and you were in Aries. You're like, I don't care. I am going to be argumentative if I need to be. I'm going to be self-starting and daring and fierce and assertive. And that's it. I'm not going to keep people pleasing or being nice just to be nice. Yeah, I'm not going to try it on purpose to be mean to people, but if they get in my way, they're going to get the horns, okay? And I feel like with the ram horns, you guys are very determined to stand on business in 2025, and that you are on a mission to accomplish what you want to do. And you're not looking for other people's approval in that. You're not looking for other people to agree with you all the time. You're willing to actually go it on your own if you have to, okay? And you're not seeking social approval from everyone. We have 7 of Pentacles here, and we have the King of Air. All right. So in the past, I feel some of you here could have, pile number 1, do you have a tendency to fall for bad boys sometimes, or bad girls sometimes, depending on what you like? Do you have a tendency to fall for people like that and then get stuck waiting for them, waiting to hear from them, waiting to talk? Okay, pile number 1, if this is, you're moving on from that. You're like, I don't wait for anybody in 2025. Waiting makes me feel very bored, okay? Page of Swords. And the worst thing we can have with the Page of Swords is a feeling of being bored, okay? So I feel like you guys are basically like, I'm not waiting around for people anymore. Instead of, and sometimes when people have like an attraction to like the bad boy or the bad girl, it's because they have like an unexpressed need within themselves to be kind of, to be that person, and they've just never really let themselves be that person, okay? And I feel like you guys are becoming the King of Swords in 2025. Like, you are done with waiting and done with waiting for to hear what another person thinks or what another person wants. You're just like, okay, this person's an idiot. They don't know what they're doing. You're starting to see someone as for who they are. I feel somebody that is really crazy and doesn't have that great of ideas. And you're like, you know what? I can actually do it better. Okay. And let's see what else we have here. We have ideation. Yeah, you're done putting people on a pedestal. You're not going to do that anymore. Or putting certain goofy people on a pedestal that don't deserve to be on a pedestal, honestly, because they are incredibly goofy and are always making bad decisions, I feel. Pile number 1, we have perplexed, okay? And this is where we're no longer perplexed about somebody's behavior, okay? Somebody acting like a child, somebody not fulfilling their end of the bargain, somebody who is just not keeping their promises and acting goofy all the time. I feel like people like that, pile number 1, are going to be very afraid of you in 2025 because they're not really going to be attracted to you in any way or attached to your aura in any way, because you just have this vibe, I feel like, of not messing around. And stop idealizing partnership or stop idealizing certain people, like maybe happened in the past. And instead of sitting around and wondering, why doesn't this person like me? Or what did I do wrong? I feel like you guys are like, fuck it. You're like, I am moving on and I'm leaving, and I don't even care anymore what actually happened. With this perplexed card right here, shake your head, roll your eyes, and respect that others choose to travel different journeys than you. Remember that each journey is important. And, you know, we see the ferryman here going on his or her own journey. And this kind of reminds me of the 6 of Swords in the tarot a little bit, because we've got the boat in the water and the person kind of like being the ferryman. And it's like, I'll leave. Like, if I don't like something, I'm not going to sit around putting someone on a pedestal and waiting for them and letting them call all the shots. I'm out of there. If you are, you know, treating me like an option or you're not seeing my value, shoot, I'm out of there. And I'm not going to sit around questioning for those of you in the past who would spend a lot of time questioning, and this could be like with friendships, family relationship, work relationships, all kinds of relationships with the Libra energy here, of wondering like, why doesn't this person like me? Or what did I ever do to this person? I feel like in 2025, you guys are like, I am so done with that energy. I'm not putting up with shit, and I'm not going to sit here and worry about why somebody doesn't like me, even though I've done, everything I can to put their priority at the top, right? And I feel like you guys are taking off the rose-colored glasses and you're seeing things for what they are, and you're leaving if you don't like something, and you're done with the questions. I feel like, you're done with having to wait around for answers from somebody who isn't really that good at thinking in the first place. You're like, yeah, I'm not wasting my time with that anymore. Aries energy, I'm done. You don't like me. And I also feel some of you could be like dressing a lot more sexy, getting a tattoo, changing your style a little bit, maybe getting a new car, or just trying like things that you didn't normally try in the past, like risky things. I see the race car here. Like some people may be into having a nice car, having a fast car, or race car driving in some type of a way. Okay. But it's like, oh, I don't, and some of you may have really idealized these bad boys in the past, but I feel like you're the one that is, and some of you could have had somebody in your life that never listened to you and had a really dumb laugh and would always laugh every time you tried to have a serious talk with them. And for some reason, you're like, I don't know why I put this person on a pedestal. They're not all that, okay? And I feel like you're like, I can't really see why I liked this person or why I like idealized them in the past. I'm out of here. F this, okay? And some of you could be selling a car or getting a car in 2025. But I feel like you're more focused on yourself, and you care way less about what other people think. You're like, I know I'm the shit. Like, back off. Good for you, pile number 1. We have transformation. Yeah. And I feel some of you could even have a style transformation, a hair transformation. Like you just start looking more like a badass as well. Like she really does look like a badass in this picture. And I feel like no longer are you like perplexed with someone else's transformation and wondering what other people are doing. You're like, no, I'm going to focus on my own transformation here. We have coffee cup, meeting, conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, and friendship. Okay, yeah. And you may be friends with people that are very opposite to you, or I feel like if there is a friend that you go and meet and they don't like your new style, or they don't like the way you've changed, or they're somehow turned off by the conversation, I feel like you say to them, pile number 1, well, it was good to see you, or it was good to talk to you, but you cut the meeting short and you go, is kind of what I'm getting. If you get any vibes from people that they're judging you, that they're looking down on you, that they don't like your transformation and how you've changed, and they're really perplexed and they're really questioning why you're doing certain things, I feel like you guys are saying, well, you just realized with the 7 of Pentacles and King of Swords, there's conversations that are not going anywhere with these goofy ass people. And you're like, I'm out. Okay. I'll meet you for coffee. I'll go take the time to meet you for coffee. But if I don't like what I'm hearing, or I'll meet you for lunch or brunch or coffee. But if I don't like what you're saying to me, I'm out of there. In 5 seconds flat, I am out of there. Good luck catching me. We have kisses, giving and receiving affection, and falling in love. Okay, I feel like somebody with air in their chart, and it could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, asks you to go and meet them. and for coffee or to have a date or to catch up. And I feel like this person is way more up on you, pile number one. In the past, maybe you put this person on a pedestal, and it feels like there's a power shift. It feels like the roles are getting reversed here. And it feels like this person is trying to like kiss your ass, or trying to, hey, can we meet up? I have something I want to tell you, or I want to see you, or I was in your neighborhood. Do you want to go for a coffee or whatever? It feels like this person it feels like the roles have reversed here. Like they are now kissing your ass, or they are now saying and doing silly things and goofy things to get your attention. And for some of you here, you're like, oh, well, that's nice and I get it, but you're moving at a really slow pace of letting this person back in your life. I feel like pile number one, whether it's a friend or a romantic situation, but I do feel like somebody is like, hey, let's meet up. I like you. I want to spend time with you. And you're like, eh. You're like, well, good for you. I'll show up out of curiosity, Page of Swords, to listen to what you have to say. But if I get one whiff from you that you're judging or you're acting this goofy ass way to me, I'm out of here. Like, do not look at me. You will eat my dust as I am leaving and walking out the door. So we have hypnosis here and rest. And this is like a hypnosis kind of thing. And I feel like, you guys definitely have the power in 2025 to be very mysterious, fierce, and intimidating. Your eyes definitely have the ability to hypnotize, pile number one. And I wanted to take a look actually at this card really quick and see. This is card 20 in this deep, dark, and dangerous deck here. And it says, prioritize rest and sleep. Allow yourself time to dream. Yeah, and I think with Charon here and the transition between like waking and sleeping and needing that sleep in order to focus on things, allow yourself to dream. You need the grace of rest to be at your best. The unconscious has great depths and power. And yeah, the unconscious is something that you are really exploring in 2025. There's a lot of superficiality in some of these relationships. And there might have been a lot of superficiality in a friend group, or that you were involved in at some point, or people that you cared about only picking people for how they look or what they can get them, or what kind of benefits and amenities they can get them and while they're going out with them and doing things with them. And I feel like you guys are just needing a rest and a break from this superficiality and fakery. And it's like, yeah, I need some break from this, okay? The unconscious has great depths and power, so explore it if you can. Use your imagination. Do not stay asleep to your potential. Awaken your power. In this busy world, people are having more and more problems with turning off and getting some quality rest and sleep. The ancients knew how important sleep was and how it's even a crucible for processing ideas and invention. Hypnos was the Greek god of sleep and was born from the night, the dark mother. A twin, he is often pictured hand in hand with his brother Thanatos, death. Often the brothers would shadow each other in their work. While featuring in a number of myths, Hypnos was generally seen as a benevolent and relief-inducing deity and honored for his place in health and well-being. Temples to Hypnos were often constructed in sanctuaries and healing places. The Greeks also recognized that too much sleep could be a symptom of depression or lethargy. Continually disconnecting from the world by slipping hand in hand with Hypnos may well mean you're depressed or lacking in energy, both situations for which you should reach out if you need assistance, okay? So it's like, I'm not going to sleep through 2025. I got shit to do. There's a big transformation happening in your life. And you want to be quick on your feet with this Aries energy coming up and this Charon and the ferryman, you want to be quick on your feet. Your days are going to be very active and yang and full of things. So getting good rest is important. We have reflection, Mount Shasta's moon in California. Okay. And, you know, before we go, and some of you, I don't know what kind of New Year's plans you have, but it feels to me like maybe it needs to be more of a quiet time, okay, of rest and sleep and reflection on what has been happening. I see card 20 and 35 here. We may have people that are near those ages, or you're thinking about what has happened in the last like 15 years. 20 to 35 is a 15-year period. And it's like, yeah, I need to spend, I feel some of you are wanting to spend some time in reflection and getting some good rest before we start 2025, and emotionally reflect on if you want to bring certain relationships or people forward with you in 2025, because I feel like your patience for the fuckery in 2025 is very, very low. And particularly if you're not rested. Okay. So let's go into 2025. Pile number 1, having spent a good amount of time reflecting, journaling, thinking about 2024 and how far you've come emotionally. And let's get proper rest as well as we move into the new year, so we can embrace your complete domination of 2025. So pile number 1, my fierce, intimidating baddies. That is what I have for you, my darlings. I hope that that reading resonated for you, and I wish you the very best. Let me know what you thought of that reading. Let's go ahead and move into pile number 2. Okay. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the Sphinx, and it says cunning, clever, and manipulation. So let's get into that unsolvable riddle, pile number 2, and find out how you can embrace your inner baddie in 2025. And I called this reading, I'm Not Putting Up With Shit, okay? So pile number 2, what you say goes, and you're in control, my loves. Let's go ahead and find out how you are letting your inner baddie shine in 2025. What I say goes, and I'm in control, okay? We've got the 8 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. And I feel some of you are very happy to be leaving 2024 behind. Good for you. And yeah, we've got the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Wands. There was good moments, there was bad moments. But I feel like in 2024, but you are ready to move on from 2024. We have, Aresh Kagal, the Queen of the Shadows, wrath, instability, and suspicion. Okay, so anybody coming into your life that's going to bring instability, suspicion, cause you to look at them with a suspicious look because you don't trust them, is going to be on the receiving end of your wrath in 2025. Okay, Aresh Kagal, not putting up with shit. Now, she is a real baddie if you ever had one. And, you know, she kind of brings that Medusa energy of if you look at her the wrong way or get her attention in a way that she doesn't like, she will cut you down to size. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We have the Numious and the Mysterious. I love that. And you guys have the Sphinx, which is also very like mysterious, right? And yeah, and the pyramids are actually on, it's interesting, there's a lot of references to Egypt, but the pyramids are here. And this talks about the unknown, ESP, psychic ability, the cosmos, universal truth, oneness. Okay, shadow work, a lot of shadow work going on. Some of you dealing a lot with ghosts and other worlds. And I feel some of you are becoming very connected to your magical powers in 2025, whether that is witchcraft, whether that's astrology, whether that's tarot. I feel some of you are really like embracing the mystery and embracing, I also feel like seances and mediumship and stuff like that is very much up your alley or up your court in 2025. And even with the 8 of Cups, I was already feeling like a shift with you guys kind of going off to your cave or going off to your kitchen or going off somewhere to do your spell work or to work on your magic, okay? And you know, kitchen witchery, herbology. I kind of was feeling that energy with the 8 of Cups and going into like your secret cave and mixing up stuff. Pile number 2, okay? And some of you could be really into like ghosts and the occult, enigmas, that tingling feeling when you feel like something is in the room with you or there's a badass energy that is in the room with you and wants to merge with your energy, okay? Pile number 2, that type of stuff, okay? And we've got Pisces energy, the mystic. I feel it all, okay? And this is very imaginative energy, very much picking up on the psychic undertones of what is happening around you. And this is mystical, magical, and dreamy, and ephemeral and enigmatic. So people who are trying to get close to you may be very confused by you because on one hand you have this very like sweet, sensitive, artistic, caring side to you that is very connected to the mystical side of things, but you also have this really strong badass within you that you know, can be totally activated in your shadow and your shadow qualities. Pile number 2, that if people get in your way or if people hurt someone you love or if people through their actions arouse within you a wrath that is hard to control, okay? And I feel like you guys are like definitely fucking with the mystery in 2025, okay? Working in the shadows, fucking with the mystery, and delving deep into like the ocean, I feel like is what's going on for you guys. And a lot of people are afraid of the ocean. They're afraid of the dark water. They're afraid of the ocean in the middle of the night with no lights around it. I feel like you guys are like, that's where I go when I want to be by myself or just block out the rest of the world. And it's very hard to reach you when you're in those spaces, and people that come and interrupt or disturb you in those spaces, okay, are going to get the hard end of the stick. Now, I feel like, you know, if there was like a lot of emotional instability or a lot of emotions flowing through you, or even if you felt like there were spirits around you that were angry, okay, pile number 1 for those of you that are like, yeah, sometimes I'm alone at night and I dream or I sense another being in the room with me and the spirit feels very, very angry and unstable and I don't know what they want, okay? For those of you that have had spiritual experiences like that, I feel like, if there are other entities that are around you or in the room with you, you're not putting up with that kind of shit, okay? With energetic vampires or energetic draining, you're not putting up with that, whether it's in spiritual form or in reality, okay? whether it's an actual person or it's a spirit doing it, you're not going to put up with that energy. And second of all, pile number 2, I would offer you this other concept of that spirit that is in the room with you or that you're feeling around you that's very angry and quite demanding about what they want, or you feel like a lot of emotional instability when you're in this kind of container with this energy, pile number 2, I feel like recognizing that this is part of your own energy field for some of you here is going to be really helpful. Like, this is actually part of this angry ghost or this, pissed off baddie is actually part of myself that I need to reintegrate in with myself, okay? And it's a spiritual process that some of you could be doing on your own, and other people don't really know or understand, but they can't really reach you in this. It's kind of your own thing. But I do feel like it's something you are doing within yourself, okay? There is some shadowy part of yourself that needs to be reintegrated back into yourself. And it could be people telling you in the past that you're emotionally unstable, or that, and you're like, yeah, well, I was, because I was going through a lot of stuff on my own, and I get it. No worries, pile number 2, like no worries at all. If people use that against you in the past, like, oh, you're emotionally unstable, or you get mad, or your emotions are always changing and all over the place. Perhaps some of you like turn that side off of yourself, or turned your back with the 8 of Cups on that side of yourself emotionally, because you didn't want to scare yourself or other people with it, okay? What I feel in 2025 is a reintegration of the shadow energy that has been wanting to come back into your life in a way, but in a way that you control, okay, with the Sphinx, or in a way that you have mastery over. So pile number 2, just don't be afraid if you feel like a shadow energy, a shadow emotional energy coming up in 2025. It's actually a part of embracing your inner baddie, okay? It really is. Ooh, fuego. I love it. The heat is on here, and we have the 8 of Wands, and ooh, that is exciting. She is riding the lightning train here, and it feels oh so good, okay? And this is your mind going to like really psychedelic places, going to really imaginative places, visioning what is possible, thinking in new ways, exciting thoughts that fuel your fuego, pile number 2, that fuel your fire. We have Knight of Earth here, okay? And yeah, I mean, I feel that there is like, it's funny because I feel like there's sort of 2 sides of you. Like, there's the calm, relaxed, I like to be in nature, I like to spend time with my animals, I like to kind of shut the world out and just be in my own energy and have quiet time by myself. And then there's this exciting sexual side that's like, I want to ride the lightning, okay? I want to ride the wave. And yeah, so pile number 2, what's it going to be, my friends? What's it going to be? And that is the 8 of Wands and the Knight of Earth. Okay, but honoring that spontaneity may be something that has you feeling like very like sexy and kind of like with your power. Pile number 2. We have balance. Yeah, I was talking about the integration of 2 different parts coming together to bring you more happiness and to bring you more fulfillment. I feel balancing those parts of yourself. We have astonished, okay? Astonished. It's your choice whether to be overwhelmed and bewildered in this situation or overly stimulated. I could see that with Pisces and Numius and Aresh Krigal here, as a tendency to feel very overstimulated at times in 2025. Okay, but Spirit is saying it's your choice on whether to be overwhelmed or bewildered in this situation, or to experience it with wonder as an opportunity for a different future. And what I feel like is like a way more exciting future, okay? And you know, there's like the Knight of Pentacles, there's the boring, the predictable, the things that the tried and true path that we have no trouble walking, the way that we've always done things, and the need to have daily routines that are very consistent and stable versus the need to, sorry, I'm gonna have to open my door. Just 1 second, pile number 2. Sorry about that. So, you know, there's that boring, consistent routine. And then there is this, you know, Mercury in Sagittarius, which is really delightful, that is really fun and orgasmic and out of this world, where people, where you're like very satisfied with your world and the thoughts that you're generating, pile number 2. Now let's look at, we have earth and physical. Yeah. And this is where physically, like, your world is changing. And I feel some of you, again, I mentioned this in pile number 1, but I feel some of you could be having physical changes as well. And with so much water energy and so much emotional energy coming up in this reading, it is important to stay balanced in the physical. I'm sorry, pile number 2, 1 moment. Sorry about that, pile number 2. My puppy is, well, she has a heart condition and she is on medication, and she's had it for years, and I know it doesn't sound great. So prayers for my puppy if you can. And she's kind of on the highest dose of medication right now that she can be on. And as soon as I'm done with the reading, I'll be on my way to take care of her and all of that. So anyway, yeah, sometimes with the physical, there definitely is stuff going around us, and we have to balance the physical with, you know, what's happening to us physically with what is happening to us emotionally. So I am sorry for the interruption, pile number 2. And I know some of you who watch my channel, you're definitely like animal people yourself. So I know that you will understand. But yeah, so physical energy in this world, definitely needing to roll with the punches or rolling with the changes there. We have seduction, okay? And this is about flirting, temptation, flirting and temptation, pile number 2, okay? And then we have addiction. And this can be where we start to feel very powerful sexually, but then we become maybe very addicted to that energy, or very addicted to being wanted, or to having somebody want us, or want us to hook up with us, or want to just are interested in the physical, right? And pile number 2, I feel like you do have a lot of sexual power in 2025, but at the same time, if people are trying to take advantage of that, or if people are only, you know, only into that, I feel like they are going to get your wrath, okay? Or they are going to see a darker side come out there, okay? And there can be people in the world who are very addicted to the physical, and who are very addicted to the power to seduce someone, okay? And here's the thing, pile number 2, I feel like your powers of seduction are very, very strong in 2025. But I also feel like, you know, because people are very attracted to you physically or very like into you or see you as like this very seductive energy, I feel like you guys don't really like that at sometimes, pile number 2. Like I feel with this Pisces energy, you don't really want people just trying to seduce you or just try to have like a physical connection with you. And I feel like some of you are kind of closing yourself off from that. And I mean, maybe there is a part of you that likes the attention in a way, or likes to be a very seductive person here in a way, or there's a part of you that really buried that side of yourself that needs to feel like wanted or seduced, okay? But it's super easy to fall into like addiction with that, or to fall into codependent behaviors with that, okay? And that can be like love addiction, or wanting to seduce someone so bad or get their attention so bad and then feeling like worthless after it, or feeling really sad after it, and then kind of wanting to close yourself off from all of it, okay? So I do think some of this is kind of coming up for you. And you know, whether how you take control of your sexual self or your physical self, how you take control of that energy is really a big part of 2025. And maybe there's some shadow that needs to be integrated there. And you know, with Pisces in this Numius energy, it is easy to get overwhelmed by the physical world and the demands of the physical world. And it's real easy to get turned off to all of that too, or get turned on too easily by all of it, okay? So the thing here that I would like to bring us back to is balance, okay? Is bring us back to this issue of balance. Now, we have 2 final cards here. We have Kali energy, yeah. And Kali energy is very much about riding that dark wave and not being afraid of your sexual power and owning your sexual power. And it says love on this card. And for those of you that have felt, you know, like you've been in codependent obsessions in the past, or you feel like, you know, there was an issue with love addiction, or there was a lot of seduction and attraction and temptation, okay, or you found yourself getting involved in situations where people were cheating and there were third-party stuff going on, okay, I feel like this is all something that has to be destroyed in 2025 with this Kali energy. And let me go ahead and bring this up. Love isn't always pretty. Love is authentic and appreciates authenticity. Sometimes real love means you allow someone to make mistakes. Boundaries may be necessary to assist someone you love in the long run. Love is eternal. Acceptance and love can help you negotiate any transition, in particular ones that you were afraid of and hesitant to make. Yeah, and she looks like she's really closing herself off a little bit from love and diving more into the spiritual and integration of shadow and like all of those things that I was talking about. But there is like this very strong and fierce sexuality within you as well that needs to be honored. And it's like, well, but I don't want to open myself up to love and then find myself slipping back into old patterns. And I totally get that. And it says the Hindu god Shiva, the destroyer, sees Kali Ma for the first time. He fully takes in the sight. He trembles in fear in the awesomeness of her, for she is time itself. She is naked because she is infinite and has nothing to hide, as time is beautiful and terrible all at once. Shiva sees her open mouth and understands that everything depletes and changes before time, and time swallows everything eventually. The wonder of this, the truth of her. He notices she wears a small hip skirt from human hands and represents all our deeds and actions merging into time. She wears a necklace of skulls, which represents all human thought, which may be great or poor, worthy or unworthy, and those merge into time. She has a cut head in one hand, representing the evil demons of our natures and negative destructive egos. And Shiva knows that these two will be suppressed and subdued by time. He sees her dancing on the flame and ashes blackening her body, and knows deeply that everything is not needed, that everything that is not needed can be purified through her. Yeah, purified in the flames. He realizes with shock that she is compassion itself, the Divine Mother. Yeah, everything can be given to her, everything, all of it. Kali will transform it. She, in her fierceness, will turn all into love. Shiva sees her fully and loves her immediately. Ooh, oh my gosh. Well, that is instant. That is instant right there. But that fierceness, that willingness to go through the fire of transformation, the willingness to go through the fire of love. And it's like, well, I'm tired. I don't know if I want to do that anymore. I want to keep myself somewhat separate from that energy, but there is something about that fire that calls you forward. I feel like pile number 2, okay? And we have, yes, activation and the humans discovering fire in Africa, okay? So this is an energy of activation. And yeah, there is like a deep need, I feel like, to merge with the void and take back those shadow qualities. And if there's been parts of yourself that you've been afraid to show, or you've been holding back, I feel like it is part of your experience to experience the physical. And I feel like any situations around love and passion and sexuality are going to be hugely like transformative, and Kali and activation, and truly like activating this shadow energy that's living within you, pile number 2, that is going to bring you out of even for some of you who've been having creative blocks. I feel like this sexual expression of your fire is going to get rid of those creative blocks. And I feel like you are going to be astonished about what you feel once you let it in. It's a lot to feel, and there is a need to keep our feet on the ground and to stay balanced as you're going through this like major energetic change in 2025. So pile number 2, thank you so much for coming to your reading. And I hope that reading, I hope that made sense for you, pile number 2. And I'm wishing you all the very best. Let's go ahead and move on to pile number 3. Okay. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the warrior, and today's reading is about embracing your inner baddie in 2025. Pile number 3, nobody knows where we may end up in life. Life can have many interesting turns, okay? And people that we thought were down and out, or people that we thought that were down for the count, including ourselves, can all of a sudden rise up like the baddie they were always meant to be. So pile number 3, this reading is about embracing your inner baddie in 2025. Pile number 3, let's go ahead and get it. Okay. We have 6 of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and let's start it up, my friends. We've got the Keeper of Whispers, the Mad Prophet, curiosity, madness, and forbidden knowledge. Interesting. Pile number 3, you guys going to explore where other people have warned you not to go, but you're like, you know what? I'm going there anyway because there's knowledge and learning that I want, and there's magic that I want to harness. And I know in order to get there, I need to walk with the masters, but also go deeper into myself. So that is interesting. The Mad Prophet showing up in your reading. Pile number 3. Ooh, we've got the moon and feelings, instinct, nurturing, our gut reaction to something, okay? And, you know, your gut reaction of what direction you want to move or what direction you want to go in. We have the 6th house with craft, work, details, health, well-being, diet, service, daily rituals, okay, purification, apprenticeship, and the application of method. Interesting. Pile number 3. I feel your skills and your knowledge are getting really strong in 2025, and your instinctual feeling about something is correct, okay? And I see you guys really increasing your skills with what you work on, okay? With what you do in your life. I see you guys, and I see you guys realizing the connection, like your gut health or your, I see you guys getting advice or taking care of something as it relates to gut health, as it relates to like your intestines or small intestines, or something that helps you physically get well. It could be a medication that you take. It could be a focus on health and wellness, a change in your diet, something really that you have a gut instinct about, that you feel like this could be really good for me, actually is really good for you. Okay. It is really, really good for you. And your curiosity leads you to these instinctual realizations that you're having about your health, your daily routine. Sometimes like certain foods that we're eating, we take them out of our diet or we eliminate them from our diet and we feel like 1,000% better. And it's like, whoa, I wish I would have known this a long time ago. Okay. And I feel like you guys following your curiosity or following your instincts is very important, and taking care of your stress levels or taking care of your like physical self and your health is also incredibly important for you to be at your best and embrace your inner baddie, especially when it comes to work and your ability to do really quality work. That's super important. We have the 6 of Wands here, and we have the moon. That's so funny. We've got the moon twice, okay? And maybe there are things like, I feel like with the 6 of Wands, this need to be really bold and go after what you want is important. And for some of you, that may be like performing in some way, or like doing something very creative, or something that is really, really quite, you know, I feel like you guys are becoming more confident and forward about what you want in 2025 and like reaching out and grabbing it. And I feel like you're becoming more aware that like if you want to make your dreams come true, or if you want your bravest dreams to flourish, that you know you've got to reach out and grab it, that type of energy. Okay. And I am seeing some like really cute restaurants or some extremely gothic and mysterious towns. I'm seeing with the moon, I feel like, and the moon twice, I feel like some of you could be traveling, or like you could be exploring places that are very mysterious and unique, and like the architecture really inspires you, or the way things are built is really really inspiring. And I'm seeing an emphasis on the legs And for those of you that you always liked your legs, or you thought your legs were very beautiful, or maybe you didn't, okay, but I feel like your legs are really powerful in 2025 and very sexy as well, okay? And for those of you that are performers and artists in some way, and you need to bewitch others with what you're doing, I feel like, with the moon showing up here, the moon is like, Glenda the Good Witch, but she bewitched everyone in the town, and now everyone is like at her beck and call because she's bewitched everyone in the town. Okay. So pile number 3, some of you having a very bewitching, sexy stranger kind of energy to you in 2025. And yeah, and some people are more like forward about going after what they want, but I feel like you guys are more of like the hang in the background and kind of bewitch people and take people by surprise. But I feel like you're also willing to recognize that opportunities are going to people that really put themselves out and really grab and go for what they want. But I feel like your combination of grabbing and going for what you want plus the bewitching factor is what really turns people on to you, I feel like, in 2025. Okay. And we have movement. Ooh, yes, with the moon. The moon actually, as a planet, like moves more than any, like it moves faster than any other planetary body in the sky. Okay. So movement. Yeah. Movement, moving around. People can't catch pile number 3. You're the gingerbread man or woman. No one can catch you. Okay. You're always on the move and you're always busy with something. Okay. You're not sitting still a lot. You're on the move. Okay. And we have distracted. In your effort to be hyper vigilant, the most important thing of all just slipped straight past you while you were distracted by other less significant things. And that can happen when we get a lot of, moon energy or Virgo energy like we have here. It's coming up in your reading. We can also see like, the 6th house is where stress shows up, and like we're having to like manage the day to day, and we're having to do a lot of things. Okay. And it is easy to miss things and get distracted with what we're feeling. Okay. And it does help to keep it moving in 2025, okay? But perhaps in the past it was hard to move things forward because you would get easily distracted by a lot of different things. And I feel like this year you're like, yeah, you can see easier when you're getting distracted, or when your body's getting hijacked, or when your emotions are distracting you or getting out of whack. And I feel like it's easier to identify those situations and move past them quicker. We have here book and knowledge. Yeah, and with the whisper, the keeper of whispers, the mad prophet, and forbidden knowledge, we now have knowledge coming up twice in your reading. Okay, so very important knowledge is going to find you. And for those of you that are studying in 2025, learning a new skill in 2025, hell yeah, pile number 3. You are attacking that like a damn boss, okay? And I feel like you're going to move really quickly through some material, and you're going to pick it up really quickly, okay? And in the past, if you got bored with things easily, or you needed you needed to have really deep knowledge for you to kind of move forward with something you were working on. Wow. Some things you learn or some things that you're studying really start to take off for you, and you've got all these new creative ideas and all these new ways to work in different things that you're working on. And you may feel distracted by many different things that you want to do, but it's a good feeling because you're actually excited about something. You're like, oh, hell yeah. Let me dive deep into this. Let me find this forbidden knowledge. Let me turn it into profit or turn it into a skill that really benefits me. okay? And for those of you that are going to be going back to school or balancing work and school, I feel like you're doing a great job. Pile number 3, you are a warrior, my friend, and you are doing a fantastic job, okay? And there may not be a lot of time for feelings, or you find that your feelings are shifting and changing a lot. I do feel like there are people that are going to be very bewitched with you in 2025, but the most important thing is that you are bewitched by yourself and that you are having a good time with what you're doing, okay? So that is the most important thing. Ooh, we've got twin flames, yin and yang balance, union, duality, coupling, complementing each other, okay? And this could be somebody that has a similar feeling about work as you do. This could be somebody who is like very dynamic in their craft. This could be going into school or going into student mode or learning mode and meeting somebody there that you have a lot of stuff in common with. And when I say twin flames, let's take the ickiness out of it, because I know for some people that creates a feeling of ickiness. Moon in the 6th house, we don't want to create feelings of ickiness because they can get us very distracted from moving forward. But I really feel like this is more like you meeting a best friend, or meeting a lover or a best friend, or somebody who becomes very important in your work, or you two really align on like a lot of stuff. I remember when I met my boyfriend, years ago, finding out that he was into astrology and into tarot. I was like, wow, we can talk about so many things. This is so cool. This is so fun. Okay. And that can really be that energy. And some of you may be learning a lot about twin flames next year as well. But twin flames can also be people that we meet in our day-to-day life that we have an instant connection to and feel an urge to kind of move towards that person, or move towards that person, as we feel like there is like a yin and yang balance between you and another person, okay? And one person could be more scientific and one person could be more intuitive or in their feelings, or both of you meet in the work or study or things that you're super into and have instant attraction or instant feelings, like, oh, that's my best friend, or oh, that's my man, or that's my girl, or that's interesting, right? And some of you may be learning about bewitching people through the process of twin flame involvement in 2025, okay? Now, I know not everybody likes twin flames. I know not everybody is into bewitching energy, but your instincts about something, particularly in the workplace or in your daily activities and what you do every day, especially for those of you that are involved in health and human services, any kind of, work in hospitals or anything like that. I feel like your instincts are really good around that, and that is growing for you. Any type of service is like, boom, it's taking off, and you are dropping the freaking knowledge, pile number 3, and people love you for it. So that is amazing. We have paradise. Ooh, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, and enjoying each other. Some of you could be learning about a new place that you want to visit and going on a trip with somebody like your best friend or your lover, or I feel, with twin flame in paradise, it's like, okay, we are going on a trip together, or we are going to the island together, or we're going to the ocean, or we're taking a fancy trip together, or we're going on a really amazing road trip. It feels like your time with someone is really well spent, and it feels like it's really fun and happening. And it's like, is this really happening? Is this really happening? And, sometimes when stuff like that happens, it does give us a feeling of nervousness about it. Okay. And it's like, okay, I learned about something, or I met someone through a pursuit of knowledge, or we like the same things, we're into the same books, we're into the same movies, we like the same music, we're like, you know, creatively aligned with one another, and it's like, whoa, like this is really fun. Like hanging out with you or talking with you is super exciting and super fun. Like you complement each other well, and you both have a really good time talking to each other and getting to know each other. Now, those types of feelings can bring up feelings of nervousness, moon 6th house, okay? And you may feel like your feelings are starting to distract you from your work because you are kind of in this bewitching feeling kind of emotion, going after what you want space. And you're like, okay, I got to be careful because I know it's important for me to move forward what I'm working on and what I'm doing in my life. And if you are doing double things, like if you're going to school and working, or, you know, taking classes and working, a lot of people are doing, like, have multiple things that they're working on. I feel like those ventures are successful. You move them forward, you bewitch people you work with, or you make them feel like, wow, pile number 3 is really listening to me and gets my feelings and gets what I'm trying to do here. I feel like you're a very good worker in 2025, or you're very good at moving your skills forward in a craft, and it's pretty exciting, okay? But you've got a lot of different things going on, so that may be where the distractions are coming from. We have shadow here and depth. I love that. So the concept of shadow is coming up in your reading, and you know, that's really taking that forbidden knowledge to the next level, that esoteric knowledge that we were talking about a minute ago. And let me just read card number 1 regarding shadow. Seek balance. Yeah, yin and yang energy, that's coming through with the twin flame here. But seek balance. You are not complete if you ignore the more hidden parts of yourself. Have compassion and curiosity, okay? And curiosity is a word that's on this card right here, which is really cool. It's coming up twice. Have compassion and curiosity about your shadow side. Be curious about all parts of yourself. Ignore your shadow side at your own peril. Make friends with your shadow, as it has much to teach you. Okay. And I feel some of you could be making a very important, awesome friend in 2025. And there is a yin and yang thing between you two, and you do learn a lot from each other and from the relationship. I am part of you. Ignore me at your peril. I could be the making of you, yet I am seen as the devil. The light shines hard upon us, and a shadow we cast, not to be ignored, but explored till the last. Psychoanalyst Carl Jung introduced the modern concept of shadow to refer to the hidden or repressed aspects of ourselves. Often we deny these feelings or these parts of ourselves, or integrating them because they shame us or make us seem less than perfect. Yeah, in the 6th house, that need to feel perfection or feel perfect. The less we acknowledge and integrate those shadow parts, the worse our lives may become. Unconscious patterns are made conscious by purposely seeking them out and observing how they play out in our everyday lives. How do these feelings and emotions play out in my everyday life? I feel you guys are going to be very good at pointing out to other people where their feelings and emotions are affecting their everyday life and how to move past certain things that have been holding them back. To make friends with the hidden part of ourselves that we often repress or are afraid to reveal makes us whole. We can see the true self and not just bits that others can see. By choosing to see the depths of ourselves, we can perhaps experience a richer, more divinely led life. Seeking depth enables us to see more, be more, love more, and have more. Ooh, I love that. And you guys are seeking depth in 2025, and you're not going to stop until you get it. Warrior energy. Ooh, we have vitality and the sun. Ooh. And for those of you that have been wanting to increase your physical vitality and your ability to get up in the morning and go and accomplish a lot and get a lot done, absolutely, okay? And integrating your shadow is very important for that sense of vitality. And increasing vitality is going to help you be the baddie and the warrior that you are meant to be, pile number 3. So I love that energy coming through. And the sun is really great for honors, reward, leadership, you know, being the head of something, which could very well end up coming into play for you. And maybe not everybody is, there's always a shadow side with leadership or being the hero in this situation, but I feel like you really come through and people are bewitched by you and they do remember you, and you make quite an impression on people in 2025, pile number 3. So that is what I am getting for you, my friends. Enjoy. Take care.